Goes. Welcome one, welcome all. I've got an exciting show in store por venir. So everybody hop on board. Hop is like saltar, pero hop on board is subidos. Hop on board because it's time for liftoff. Let's go, folks.
8, 7, 6.
Get ready
5,
for some exciting English
3,
here on the show with
2,
no name.
1, 0.
Hold on to your hats.
Ignition.
Here we go.
Liftoff.
I think we've got this, folks.
30 minutes after the
I need all your energy. Give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Here we go. Get ready. Strap on your seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name. Sing it. Come on. All right, amigos, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you decided to join us today here on Vaughn Radio on the show with no name. Yesterday we had an extra special show, and that show was with my mom, Linda Alonso. Once again, she knocked it out of the park. And thanks to all of you for the feedback there. My mom was thrilled. I didn't expect anything less. And you'll be able to hear from my mom as well on an upcoming episode of FYI on the Bible. Oh, yeah, it's going to be exciting. And all that is coming up, folks. And on today's show, we're going to challenge you. We're going to play. We're going to actually participate in the show, which I think is a wonderful thing. Thanks to technology, we can all connect, and you guys can learn English in real time. And it's up to you if this is just a listening experience or if this is also a speaking experience. That, my friends, is in your hands. If you speak, if you repeat the different structures, then you're good. Then you're not just working on your listening. Now, if you can't, I get it. But whenever possible, whether you're listening to FYI, whether you're listening to the show with no name, try and say the different structures aloud, my amigos. And don't forget, speaking of our many amazing shows on Vaughn Radio, our 2 latest shows. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Vaughn Radio proudly presents 2 brand spanking new shows. You can join Ruby every weekday on her program Speak Up from 3 to 4 p.m. Speak Up is for students who are just getting started and superstars who want to go over the basics. Let Ruby guide you through the English experience on her new program, Speak Up, on Vaughn Radio from 3 to 4 p.m. And Frankly Speaking, hosted by Chris. This program will be on every evening from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And in Frankly Speaking, Chris Frank will make you feel like you were at the restaurant or bar with him in a totally native conversation. Learn English as you have fun with Frankly Speaking. So make sure you check out our 2 latest programs. You're going to love them. Frankly Speaking with Chris from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And Speak Up with Ruby from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have a feeling, I have a hunch you're going to love these new programs. Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Don't miss them. That's right, folks. That's right. Brand new programs on Vaughn Radio. We've got Chris Frank and we've got Ruby. If you haven't heard those shows, you can listen to them on the Vaughn Radio app. Just another way you can participate with us. And now we're going to take a look at the question of the week. Question of the week. All right, and a nice round of applause for David. David and Nuria, who have already participated. So they knew what they wanted to say. They took the time to think it through, darle unas vueltas, to think it through. And folks, they have already sent me their 1-minute audio. So kudos to David and Nuria. You are eager beavers. A beaver es un castor, pero an eager beaver es alguien con muchas ganas. You guys are eager beavers. All right, eager beavers. Let's see what our question of the week is this week. It's often said, se dice mucho, it's often said that ignorance is bliss. En la ignorancia está la dicha, está la felicidad absoluta. So bliss is the word. It's a Muse song. Any Muse fans out there? They have a song called Bliss. The adjective that we get from this is blissful, feliz, maravilloso, right? Somebody who's very happy. So I'm sure you have something similar in Spanish. It means, for example, when my daughter was an infant, she didn't know about any of the problems in the world. Even when I'm using my daughter as an example, and the older you get, the less innocent you get, the more you learn about how things work, right? So that's why they say ignorance, not knowing things, is total happiness. But some people disagree with that. And they say, well, why would you want to be purposefully ignorant? I get it as a child. So what I want you guys to do, it's a little philosophical this week, if you will, but what I want you to do is tell us if you agree with that statement. Esa afirmación. If you agree with that statement, is that true? And of course, you have to explain your answer. So that is this week's question of the week. If you'd like to participate, you can send me a 1-minute voice message. You can do it on your phone. I know it's really easy. And you can send it to this email address. Write this down, aalonso@grupovon.com, and send it there. And as I said, I'll get it ready. And we'll play it on the show on Friday, where we have our question of the week section. On Wednesday, we have Learn with Lara, a brand new Learn with Lara coming up. That's tomorrow if you're tuned in live. But either way, that's Wednesdays. And on Fridays, we have question of the week, where we hear from you guys. So it's often said that ignorance is bliss. Is that true? And if you believe it's true or false, the key here is you have to explain your answer. Also, guys, thank you once again. None of this is possible without you guys. But recently, FYI, my self-produced podcast for your English reached 600,000 downloads.
Hey, Alberto, it's your mother. Just wanted to say congrats on 600,000 downloads. We're very proud of you.
Yeah, congrats, Daddy. That is awesome. Great job. Keep it up. Next stop, 1 million.
All right, there you go. My mom and my daughter giving me a hand. They were helping me out. And I've got to say, they both have a natural talent, my mother and my daughter. When I bring them into the studio, we always get some magic. All right, amigos. So 600,000 downloads and growing. Now it's about 608,000. So in the last week or so, another 8,000 downloads. Thank you. And again, if you haven't heard a topic that you'd like to hear about, just contact me. I'm really easy to get in touch with. As I always say in the episodes, some of the best topics we've looked at have been suggestions from you guys. So keep them coming. Que sigan viniendo esas sugerencias. All right, folks, it's time for today's Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. That's right, amigos. It's our pop quiz, and here's where we look at something from the Vaughn world. And today we're going to hear an audio clip from Conversaciones en Inglés. This is a great book which has totally native conversations in it. Totally native conversations full of vocabulary, expressions, structures, and as always, we've got little notes for you along the way so you can learn while you laugh and hear totally native conversations. It's called Conversaciones en Inglés, and you can get it at the Vaughn Tienda. So, as always, what do you have to do? Pay close attention, because afterwards, I'll have a mission for you.
I hope you're ready for our sailing trip this afternoon, Hannah.
Yes, of course I am. The weatherman said that we may expect a lot of wind this afternoon. Splendid.
Are we expecting Victor and Jessica to come along in their new boat?
I'm afraid so. Oh, gosh. I hope they don't come. They're such snobs. I can't stand them.
Yes, they've always considered themselves better than us. They always arrive late, and we always have to wait at least 10 minutes for them. They're always trying to compete with us too, which is rather silly, really, because we are richer, more successful, and more beautiful than they are. Pass the caviar, please.
Honestly, Timothy, listen to yourself. You are dreadfully snobbish, just like Jessica and Victor. I hope one day you get the opportunity to hear yourself speak.
You're a fine one to talk, Hannah. You're the snobbiest person I know. Without a doubt, they're expecting you to arrive dressed head to toe in clothes from next season's Cartier and Catalina Herrero collections.
Well, you can't expect me to wear the same outfit twice. I know that Jessica is just waiting for the day I make a fashion faux pas.
Do you remember that one time that she accidentally wore a Paolo Sharks pullover from last season? You've never let her forget that. That's why she's hoping to get her revenge on you. Anyway, why don't you call the driver so he can pick us up? I don't like having to wait too long.
Ask the butler to call him. That's why he's there. I hope he hasn't gone to lunch. Whenever he has lunch, we always have to wait an eternity for his arrival.
The butler is there to open the door, Hannah, dear. I hope you don't expect him to do everything around here. We have other staff too, you know. And besides, he is at lunch.
Oh, forget it. I'll call the driver. Oh, dear. It seems I don't know how to use the phone. I hope the butler comes back soon. Oh, look. Is that Veronica, the afternoon maid?
Oh, yes, it is. Veronica, be a darling and phone our driver, please. Tell him that we want him to drive us to the coast and that we will wait for him on the veranda. We expect him here in no less than 20 minutes.
Oh, dear me. I see thick grey clouds in the sky. I hope it doesn't rain later.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
That's right, folks. And you can get more information about that on our website. It's grupovon.com. Grupovon.com. Don't miss it. It is our website, and you can get all the information about our courses. We've got all kinds of courses, of course. All right. Not that funny. So we've got all kinds of courses available out there, whether it's online courses or whether you want to go to one of our star programs, Vaughan Town. And Vaughan Town is amazing. If you do the masters as well, the full-time masters, if I'm not mistaken, includes a trip to Vaughan Town. So it's awesome. And I'm still working on it, guys. I'm hoping to do the show with no name live from one of our beautiful, luxurious locations. And speaking of luxurious, did you like that audio? That was funny. A nice round of applause to Dave and Lucia. David Waddell and Lucia Frail. Two amazing professionals I've had the pleasure of working with. All right, let's see if you guys were paying attention in there. The first one was something, I'll give you all three. Give me all three of these in one communication, in one post. The first one, she said, ay Dios. But she didn't say, oh God. She said something else, something that my mother would say. So that's the first thing. What would be a way to say, Dios mío, ay Dios, without using the Lord's name in vain? Well, you don't want to do that. Why? Well, because you want to get smited? All right. So you got to give us another way, she said. These posh, these snobby people, they were talking about all the help. The help es la gente que les ayuda por casa. How nice. Must be nice, como decimos en inglés. Must be nice. So the first one I want you to give me is otra forma de decir, ay Dios, like a way of saying, oh my, I almost said it. The second one is mayordomo, and I want you to use it in context, even if it's, I'll never have a mayordomo. Okay? That's the word. I'll give you a clue. It's a famous actor's last name. So if you know your actors and your movies, you might recognize it. And the third one, they used a French word, and you know we love to use French words in English. So they said a French word that would be un paso en falso. Hacer el ridículo, metedura de pata, a social mistake. So I want you to give me all three of those things, and I want you to give them to me in context. Number one, una forma de decir, ay Dios, sin decir, ay Dios, sin decir God. Number two, mayordomo, use it in context. All right, and the third one, un paso en falso. We use a French word to take a look at that one over there. And in the Paris episode of FYI, in El de Paris, we take a look at a lot of the French words that are often used in English. Let's take a look at some here. French words used in English. Déjà vu. Maybe some of you are having déjà vu right now. My wife and I are planning to go to a chic restaurant for her birthday. Chic. You say chic? C-H-I. We say chic, como S-H. I mean, I don't want to be cliche, but maybe afterwards we'll go to the ballet. And then maybe we'll go on a trip so you can say bon voyage to us, right? But we don't have a chauffeur, no. We thought about it when she was my fiance. You know, we were en route to to Paris. That's where I proposed to her. We had a little rendezvous, and the waiter said bon appetit, but she forgot her attaché case. So I said, c'est la vie, mon ami. Those are all words we use. I mean, I'm half joking, but those are all expressions in French that everybody in the United States knows because they're used in everyday English. Let's see. We've got Joaquin in the house. He says, the ball is in our court. Absolutely, Joaquin. It's great to have you on board with us. The ball's always in your court. You can have the best teacher, the worst teacher. Obviously, it helps if you have a great teacher, because part of a teacher's job is to motivate you, to keep you going, to tell you chin up when you're having a rough patch or you're feeling like you're not making progress, right? So the ball is definitely in your court, Joaquin. Great to have you on board with us. And Joaquin, I thought about you the other day. My wife was at Fitur, at the Congress Center, where they have these different fairs, and they had the tourism fair. And she was there for work, and she brought me home a calendar with trains on it. And I love trains and planes. I don't love cars. It's funny, right? I love planes. I love trains. I don't love cars, and I don't love helicopters. So I don't, it's weird. Very selective there. So, Joaquin, yeah, I thought of you. I've got a train calendar. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. He's like a train when he comes with his A game. To come with your A game es venir preparado para darlo todo. Con tu equipación de primera. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, morning, folks. Hey, AA, where's Linda Alonso? She had to go back to her real life. Just like I have to do the show again, vacation's over. But it was really, really nice to spend time with my mom. We're already looking at how we can get together this summer. And Born to Iron Man says a shout out to her. Thank you very much again, guys, for all the feedback in the comments yesterday. I passed it all to her. So she saw all your comments. So thank you for welcoming my mother. She was on vacation, and I said, Mom, do you want to do the show with no name with me? And she said, okay. Mom, do you want to do FYI with me? Okay. Mom, do you want to record a cuña, a radio ad? Yeah, okay. You're saying, what radio ad? Well, you have to wait for that one. I can't let the cat out of the bag yet, folks. Lots of exciting things on the horizon. And he says, yesterday's show with no name was great. I agree, Born to Iron Man, and not because of me, because of my amazing co-host. All right, let's see. Joaquin says, butler. I didn't want to have a butler. You didn't want to have one. Well, I wouldn't mind having one. I don't know where they would. There's not enough room in my house for an extra person. I don't know where he would go. So I don't want to have a butler. Okay, Joaquin, that's 1/3 correct. Tienes un tercio del pop quiz. Okay, I see. The rest is over here. Joaquin says, I made a faux pas. Just be careful with the pronunciation. It's not faux pas. It's faux pas. Sin embargo, la S es muda. So I made a faux pas. We pronounce it faux pas. Faux pas. I don't know if the French pronounce it that way. I'm telling you how Americans say this French thing. Que lo usamos. I made a faux pas when I told her about my feelings. Oh, that's all right, Joaquin. At least you got it off your chest. And then she says, and then he says, she took an unfair advantage of this. An unfair advantage. And the first one, I missed it because you didn't. Okay, so gosh or oh my gosh. All right, well, next time, Joaquin, just for the sake of simplicity, as you can see, I got a little bit confused there with your comments all being in different comments. So you got it, though. A nice round of applause for Joaquin. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And mayordomo is butler. And un paso en falso is a faux pas. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break here. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're enjoying yourselves, and I hope you're ready for more, because I've got a lot of challenges up ahead. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name, your exciting English variety show here on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to download our free app, and this way you can listen to Vaughn Radio wherever or whenever we're meant to be together. Welcome back, my amigos. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. A little reminder, mark your calendars for February 7th. It's a Wednesday night. And at 8:30 p.m., Chris Frank, one of our newest hosts here on Vaughn Radio, Chris Frank, will be hosting the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's taking place at Roll Madrid, Calle de Amaniel 23. If you haven't listened to his show yet, I don't know why you haven't, because the guy is fascinating. He knows a lot of things about a lot of things, and I think that's absolutely awesome. So it's Trivia Night with Chris Frank. We'll all be there. I'm going to be there. Kyle's going to be there as well, and the rest of the gang.
Hello.
Hey, Kyle, this is Chris. How you doing?
Good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, what do you have going on February 7th?
I have nothing going on. What do you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking, we haven't done Vaughn Radio Trivia Night yet this year, and I'm available to host.
You know what? We haven't kicked off the year yet. I think that could be a great time.
Yeah, I was thinking we could host at Roll Madrid as usual. Is it available that night?
Absolutely. Amaniel 23, Roll Madrid.
Perfect. That's Calle Amaniel 23, yeah?
That's the spot.
Awesome. Great. I was thinking 8:30, because that's the usual time, right?
Yeah, that's the usual time. I think that way people will be familiar with it, and they'll know what to expect, which is a good time, as always.
Absolutely. I agree. So perfect.
Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, February 7th at 8:30 p.m. Roll Madrid, Calle Amaniel 23.
Hosted by the one and only Chris Frank.
Perfect. I'll see you there then, Kyle.
Looking forward to it.
Great. We'll talk soon.
All right, folks. Well, there you go. That is our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. You got all the information. As I said, we'll all be there having fun and playing, drinking some beers, and having a laugh. So join us. It's like one of those, because people always ask me, Denise, this has conversation exchanges? I said, no, but this is even better. So Vaughn Radio Trivia Night with Chris Frank coming up, and our next host, you're not going to believe who our next host is, but I can't tell you that yet. We've got to go step by step. And what's our next step? Well, it's time for the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? Yeah. It's the Say What Soundbite on the show with no name. It's great to have you all with us, whether you're tuned in live, whether you're listening to the podcast, it doesn't matter. Hello, show with no namers. It's a pleasure to be here with you, as always. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world sometimes. Well, I love my job. And what is my job? Being with you guys. Well, it's not just being with you guys, it's also preparing my classes with you guys. Every day you have a 2-hour English class with me. When people say, Alberto, I want classes with you, my answer is, more than 10 hours? You got 10 hours a week to learn English, to challenge yourself. And then I'm not even counting FYI, where you get, well, depending if you're in my curious community or not, you get anywhere from a half an hour to an hour of English content every week. But in that, as you know, it's topic-based. Está basado en un tema. Yeah, I actually stay focused for 25 minutes. This week, we're going to be taking a look at corporations. It's good vocabulary for all of you. Corporations, many of you probably work at a corporation, right? Last week, we took a look at a very practical episode as well, English at Home. The week before, the Rolling Stones, Elon Musk, Amsterdam. I mean, where do you want to go? What do you want to discover? There are now over 300 episodes available to everyone. If you're in my community, you have more episodes because you get episodes when they come out. If you're not in the community, well, you got to wait. Sometimes a year to, well, hey, I produce a lot of content. So there's a method to my madness. And then you've got, I didn't even mention all the other amazing shows on Vaughn Radio. Before this show every day, you've got Fitz and his program, No Excuses. You've also got Rob Graham's and the Pro Bow Show, where you can learn real English and laugh your ass off. Let's be honest. You laugh your ass off with Rob Graham's. What a great dude he is. All right, amigos, let's take a look at our Say What soundbite, or I should say, let's give it a listen. As always, I want you guys to listen carefully, and I want you to give me your feedback based on what you heard. This is a very famous person, and I won't say too much else. All right, I'm going to play it for you 4 times. Is everybody ready? All right, this is the Say What soundbite for the first time.
Maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami, dipshit. Maybe you ought to get on a plane, come out to L.A., take a meeting with Mr. Zim.
Okay, so this Zim guy, what is he asking for? A finder's fee or something? Is that what we're talking about here?
Hey, Zim don't ask for dick. Zim tells you the way it is, or else.
All right, there you go, folks. That's the Say What soundbite for the first time. I'm going to give it to you again in just a moment. But initially, I want you to tell me what you heard in your best English in a couple sentences. And then by the end of it, I want you to give me word for word what you heard. And if you recognize the accent, you can tell us a little something about that as well. All right, is everybody ready? This is the second listen of the Say What soundbite.
Maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami, dipshit. Maybe you ought to get on a plane, come out to L.A., take a meeting with Mr. Zim.
Okay, so this Zim guy, what is he asking for? A finder's fee or something? Is that what we're talking about here?
Hey, Zim don't ask for dick. Zim tells you the way it is, or else.
Stop making resolutions and start making progress with your English in the new year. We've got something for everyone under the sun. Every level, every age, every budget. Grupo Vaughn has got you covered no matter what you're looking for. Whether it be master's courses, group or one-to-one classes, either online or in person. Vaughntown, a true immersion experience. Disney English and Vaughan Jr. for the kids. Oxford Test of English. Camps for kids of all ages. Online courses. And a wealth of other resources at vaughntienda.com. Stop by one of our centers for a free level test or a sample class from one of our top teachers. Why wait? There's no time like the present. Start the year off on the right foot. You can contact us at our website, grupovaughn.com, or give us a call at 911-385831. And make sure you're following us on social media. Let's get going. Pongámonos en marcha. That's right, folks. So many different options to help you improve your English, and not just improve it, but get excited about your English, amigos. Of course, it's not just about learning it. I mean, anytime you take on a new hobby, what are you thinking about here? How you can enjoy it? Well, think of English as a hobby instead of a chore. That's my best advice I can give you in under 5 words. Make it a hobby instead of a chore. Maybe that's 6 words. Either way, you catch my drift. Me pillas. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got some other students participating in our pop quiz. There's Chris Valrol. Hello, Chris. How you doing? She says, morning. Oh, my gosh. Excellent. Oh, my gosh. I think I've told you guys in the past when we've looked at this. My brother-in-law, Christian, says, oh, my ghost. En su cabeza ve la palabra ghost. Pero es, oh, my gosh, or oh, my goodness. Either one of those is absolutely fine. So, oh, my gosh, or oh, my goodness. Then Chris says, my butler cleaned the table. Wow. Nice. Nice. I usually have to do that. Butler. All right. And she says, he made a faux pas when he met her family. Excellent job, Chris. And she also says, bon voyage, Linda. Oh, yeah, folks. In fact, I just got a message from Rob Grams. You guys know Rob Grams. I just mentioned him. In fact, his message came in when I mentioned him. So that's serendipity. Call it what you will. I'll read it to you. I don't even have to improvise or paraphrase. He says, I'm listening to the show with your co-hostess with the mostest. Your mom rocks. Folks, it's unanimous. And I will have her back on the show this summer when she comes back. She should be coming back to Spain this summer as well. So, as we say in English, back by popular demand. Yeah, you ask, another expression that comes to mind. You ask and you shall receive. I think it sounds biblical in some way. You ask and you shall receive, my amigos. And don't forget, I can give you the date. Why not? You guys are show with no namers here. You'll hear from my mom on the week of February 23rd. February 23rd, mark your calendars, that Friday. You'll get the episode, the FYI episode on the Bible. All right, amigos, it's time to move on to today's Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. That's right, folks. That's right. It is our spelling bee here on the show with no name. And this section was born because I realized I had a lot of students who didn't know how to spell their email address or even their last name. I would say, "What's your last name?" And they say, "Gonzalez." And I say, "Well, spell it." "What's your name?" "Isabel Gonzalez." "Okay, spell it for me." And they would say, "I," no A, no E, no I, no. And I said, "Uh-oh, we've got to go back. We got to go back to basics, back to square one." And so that's where this came from. But what I decided to do is always have it based around a certain topic. So, one day we'll talk about, dams. Dams are presas. Another day we'll talk about skyscrapers. Another day. So the idea is talking about different things while we practice our spelling as well. So, is everybody ready? I'm going to give you the spelling bee words. Round one is hellish, as you know. Let's capitalize the first letter of each word. And the first word is APPLE space CORPS. The second word is SAVILE space ROW. The next one is BILLY space PRESTON. The fourth one is METROPOLITAN space POLICE. The fifth one is GET space BACK. And the last one is ROOFTOP space CONCERT. Let me catch my breath. Well, here, let me give you a clue in the meantime. The Fab Four are by far the most megalithic band ever. This legendary lineup of likable lads from Liverpool have left behind a legacy like no other band that came before them. Let's be honest. We love them, yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll break down the boisterous, brazen, brilliant, beloved Beatles on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
English.
You got it. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hey, wait.
to this another
exciting... Oh, my God, we're talking over each other. That just blew my mind. That's right, folks. The FYI episode on the Beatles. I guess it has something to do with the Beatles. All right, well, let's go over to our virtual classroom. And let's see, I've got Chris Valrol. She's participating in the Say What soundbite. And Chris says, I heard an excerpt from a phone conversation between two American men from a movie. One of them may be in Miami or is telling the other something about Miami and something about a meeting. Chris? Excellent job. You nailed it. All right. Excellent job in our Say What soundbite, Chris. You know what? Summing things up is hard in our own language. So great job there. Let's see. Our spelling bee. It looks like we've got somebody taking a stab at it on the first go. And ladies and gentlemen, he nailed it. No surprise here. Our spelling bee champion of the world, born to Iron Man. And hang on a second. Hang on un segundito. Hang on 1 second there, amigos. He's got company. His classmate, Chris Valrol, as well. Great job. Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. The good news is you guys can go have a cup of coffee and just relax during round two of our spelling bee. All right, is everybody ready? Spell these words. This is a speed now where I expect even beginner level students to be able to write this down. If you don't do it in the group, do it on a piece of paper. See how you did. All right? The first one is APPLE space CORPS. The second one is SAVILE space ROW. The third one is BILLY space PRESTON. The next one, METROPOLITAN space POLICE. The fifth one, GET space BACK. And the last one, ROOFTOP space CONCERT. All right? There you go, my amigos. Again, it has something to do with the Beatles, it seems, right? I can tell you something. You've got, as I said, an FYI episode on the Beatles. It's a very popular episode. Also, the episode on Freddie Mercury is extremely popular as well. And again, thank you guys for downloading the show and listening and laughing and learning along with me. So yes, the Beatles. Why are we talking about the Beatles? Well, good question, mate. We're talking about the Beatles because today, in the year 1969, the Fab Four, as the Beatles were called, if you didn't know that, well, obviously you didn't listen to the FYI episode, because another way we call the Beatles is the Fab Four, the Fabulous Four. And, well, the Fab Four did their last public performance today in 1969. It was on the roof of Apple Records in London, and it was an impromptu concert. Impromptu. Hey, wait, there's another French word. Impromptu means it wasn't planned. It was improvised. Impromptu. So it was an impromptu concert, and it was broken up by the Metropolitan Police. It was broken up by the Metropolitan, and to break up is what you would say if someone's fighting. Break it up, boys, break it up, break it up. Don't fight. All right, so the first word that we looked at is the word Apple Corps. And Apple Corps is the name of their record company, the Beatles record company, their record label, as we can also say. And it was today in 1969 that they performed on the roof of that building, which was at Savile Row. And Savile Row was our second word. So that's carretera or, avenida tal, Savile Row. It was located at 3 Savile Row. Now, remember, in English, we put the number first. I know in Spanish you say Calle Amaniel 23, que lo tengo grabado ahí. Thanks, Kyle. But in English, it would be 23 Amaniel Street. So it's 3 Savile Row, the headquarters of Apple Corps, and it was a 42-minute set. Okay, a 42-minute set. A set is a concert, a set list, yes? 42 minutes, and then the Metropolitan Police showed up on the scene, right? They showed up on the scene, and they ordered them to reduce the volume, turn down that. Now, imagine that. Imagine being one of those policemen, yes? In retrospect, years later, you're thinking, oh, my God, I told the Beatles to turn it down in their last concert ever. I told them, I was going to fine them. To fine is multar. So And it was the final public performance of the career for the Fab Four. They performed 9 takes, 9 tomas, eso es igual, of 5 new songs. And you can just imagine the onlookers, the passers-by. Onlookers or passers-by, testigos. Okay? Gente que pasaba por ahí. Onlookers or passers-by. It was quite interesting, to say the least. And the concert ended with the song Get Back, which Get Back was our 5th word, I believe. Yes, the 5th word in our spelling bee. And then John Lennon jokingly said, and I quote, "I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves, and I hope we've passed the audition. Espero que hemos hecho el casting correctamente." But just imagine, folks, imagine you were a Londoner at that time, and you were on your lunch break, and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to go grab me a sandwich and some soup, and maybe some fish and chips and a pint of lager. And then all of a sudden, you hear some ruckus, algo de ruido. You hear some ruckus. And you're thinking, well, it's not here on the street. And you look up and you say, wait a second. The Beatles are performing on top of their headquarters. This is insane. And they were extremely popular at this point as well. And it was, as I said, impromptu. That was the word we looked at before. And then, again, just imagine seeing it that day and then retrospect. And then 10 years later, when you found out it was indeed the Beatles' last concert, it must be quite mind-blowing. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name. So, stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show. It's the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, interactive. Like many of the shows here on Vaughn Radio, you can play along with us, learn, laugh, and all that jazz. You can start your day, as I said, with Fitz and my great friend Rob Grams. After today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday and Test Your English. After that, you've got Ruby with Speak Up. After that, the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. Then you've got Dave Boys in the Salad, Jules Linares, and Let's Get Random, Kyle Miller and Drive Time. And don't forget about Chris Frank and his program, Frankly Speaking. That's right, amigos. Frankly Speaking. You can catch it every day here on Vaughn Radio. And February 7th, as I said before, you can come to our free event, hang out, practice your English, and have the time of your life. And I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth. And I owe it all to you. You know that song? Dirty Dance. You say dirty or dirty? It's Dirty Dancing. Oh, I. Sing it with me if you know it. Any Dirty Dancing fans? I had the time of my life, and I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. Os lo debo, te lo debo a ti, and I owe it all to you. You know the rest, folks, and if you're not dancing, I don't know what to say. I know something that'll make you dance, though. It's the jingle from our homophones section.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. Show it no.
That's right, amigos. It is today's homophones section over here, and let's see what we've got for our homophones section. The first word I'm going to give you is, interesting. I looked at this word with my mom when we were talking about the Bible. So let me give you, it's a female name. The first word is a female name, okay, in English. It also means elegance. So if somebody dances or moves very well, they do it with that elegance, okay? It's also God's mercy. When we talk about it in Christianity, el cristianismo, we're talking about la gracia de Dios, the mercy of God, right? It also means bendición de la mesa. So when you sit down, if you're of the Christian faith, and you sit down, before you eat, you say a special prayer. Living on a prayer, take my hand, and we'll make it, I swear. So to pray es oración, a prayer es una oración, to pray es hacerlo, but el que es específicamente bendecir la mesa, la comida, that's a different one, and we use this word. Also, it means excelencia. You're great. I almost said the word. Almost said it. See, me and my big mouth. So he said, for example, te lo doy como, su excelencia se presentó en la corte. All right, excelencia. So it's a pretty rich word over here. Caída en desgracia. We use it in there as well. So that's your first word. The second word is something an animal does. Eat. It says here, pastar. Pastar. It's also when something scrapes your skin, right? I think of a bullet or something. Ooh, wow. No me dio, pero me raspó, me rasguñó. Rozar would be another way to say it. Rasguño, rozar, roce. And it's pastar if we're talking about animals. So those are your two words. What are the two words? And do the two words sound exactly the same? Also, let me give you the say what soundbite for the third time.
Maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami, dipshit. Maybe you ought to get on a plane, come out to L.A., take a meeting with Mr. Zim.
Okay, so this Zim guy, what is he asking for? A finder's fee or something? Is that what we're talking about here?
Hey, Zim don't ask for dick. Zim tells you the way it is, or else.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. All right, folks. More information about Vaughn groups and all our interesting courses over at grupovaughn.com. You can also follow us on social media to stay in the know. And also, you got a phone number if you'd like to call, 911-385831. More information, obviously, on what's going on, what deals you can take advantage of right now. That's all on our social media. All right. Where were we? ¿Dónde estábamos? Born to Iron Man, taking a stab at today's homophones. Born to Iron Man, those are the correct words. And he says they don't sound alike. Interesting. Grace, she's also giving us the correct words, and she says they're not homophones, I think. So Born to Iron Man, you seem pretty sure of yourself, and Grace she's agreeing, but she's not 100% sure. Also, a nice round of applause to our amigo Joaquin, who also got the spelling bee today. Great job, buddy. Well, minus commas. So you almost got it. I should have given you half applause. Sin quitando partes del aplauso. All right, let's hear both of these words in our homophone section. The first word is grace. Now, this is a really important word. Why? It's my grandma's name. Yeah. My Italian grandma, her name was Grace. So it's a very special name. My aunt's name is Grace. So that's a word, when I hear it, it means something special to me, that word Grace. So it's a female name. My grandma's name was Grace. She wasn't really a dancer, but I imagine if she tried dancing, she would dance with grace or gracefully. We can use the adverb or the adjective graceful, right? I think of, these dancers that my mom loves, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I think they even say it in Madonna in the song Vogue. They had style. They had grace. Grace Kelly, no, they had style. Bust a move or whatever. I don't know one of the Madonna songs, she says grace. And then my mom's favorite hymno Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. And my mother and I sing that. If you listen to the Bible episode of FYI coming up in February, you'll hear my mother and I sing her favorite song, Amazing Grace. What else? We said The Grace of God, otra canción de la era disco. Here before the grace of God, ay, 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 ah, ah, ah. Here before the grace of God, ay, ay, ay. Oh, what a great song. The grace of, before the grace of God or something. Look it up and get ready to boogie. To boogie is bailar a saco. So to grace. Also, your grace. Now, I'm sure some people call the King of Spain, your grace, your excellency. Same thing, right? Also, I forgot to tell you this one, to grace. So, for example, I go to CBGB's. No, you might not know that place in New York. Madison Square Garden, one of the most famous places in the world. Every major artist has graced that stage. Honrar ese estadio, right? So to grace the stage, to grace someone with your presence. The word is grace. Say it with me. And also to remember, if you remember this, my grandma Grace is going to say grace. Okay? Gracefully. Con elegancia. Con porte, I think you might also say. So grace, to fall from grace. And as we said, graceful, the adjective, gracefully, the adverb. All right, so that's the first word. The second word is graze. So grace, graze. Grace, graze. Grace, graze. They are not homophones. Excellent, excellent job there. And Joaquin says, as you command, your grace, all the sheep were grazing. Not. He says, no, they aren't homophones. That's right. So let's say them together. The first word is grace. Grace. Let's rhyme some words with it. Dilo en voz alta, por favor. Grace. Face. Right? I'm thinking of other words. Mace. Pss, este spray de pimienta. Mace. Right? Case. Get off my case, Grace. Okay? Lace. Lace is encaje, kind of fabric, tela. Right? Face. So those are all words that rhyme with grace. The second word, graze, ¿ves? Ya el A es un poco más extendido y la S se convierte en una Z. Zzz, no digo Z vuestra, Z nuestra. Graze. So let's look at words that rhyme with graze. Graze, maze, laberinto, phase. He's just going through a phase, right? And speaking of the word phase, there are homophones that come. I'll give you two for the price of one today. So remember this sentence. It's an easy way to remember it. When your kids are teenagers, you can say this sentence and it probably makes sense. He's going through a phase. Está pasando una fase, una etapa. He's going through a phase where nothing seems to faze him. Donde nada le desconcierta, le inmuta. Ahora, phase, etapa, fase de tu vida es P-H-A-S-E. Phase, desconcertar, es F-A-Z-E. ¿Qué pasa? They're homophones on the show with no name. Great job, everybody. Right now, it's time to move on to Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Movie only on the Show with No Name. And this is where we learn from dialogues, from talking about some of our favorite films. And since this is a pastime for many, many people, let's see if we can learn some English as we learn about a movie. Here we go, folks. Let me give you the trailer, the synopsis. A comet is discovered to be on a collision course with Earth. As doomsday nears, the human race prepares for the worst. Whoa, that sounds pretty crazy. So, a comet. Be careful with this word because you have a comet, which is Halley's Comet, and then una cometa, which is a kite. O sea, la de la playa is a kite. Piensa en el kite surf. But the one that, you see shooting through the sky, that's called a comet. So, estamos de acuerdo, 50-50 ahí. So, a comet is discovered to be on a collision course. O sea, está en ruta a chocar, right? So, it's on a collision course with Earth. Y quiero que todos pronunciemos esta palabra, que lo he oído mal pronunciado muchísimas veces. Earth. Yo creo que la forma más fácil, imagínate la palabra sin la A. Does that help? Earth. Porque siempre quieren añadir una sílaba, además. ER. No, Earth. Earth. Right? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm pointing it out. Earth. And then it goes on to say, as doomsday nears. And doomsday, we talked about this in the FYI episode on cults. And doomsday is the judgment day, the end of the world, el fin del mundo, día del juicio, el juicio final, right? Doomsday. And the reason we talked about it on the cults episode of FYI is because there are a lot of cults that are doomsday cults, sectas que predican el fin del mundo. One of the most famous ones was the Johnstown cult, I believe. I can't remember all the details now, but if you want to listen to it, very, very interesting. We talk about doomsday, and doom is tu perdición, tu muerte, right? So pizza is my doom. All right. Well, my daughter knows that I love pizza because she asks me, I'm like, I love you, Lara. She goes, do you love me more than pizza? And I said, ooh, I get silent for a second. I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding that she asked me that. Mira si es lista. Dice, sí, pero sé que la pizza te flipa, Good pizza. I'm not talking about Domino's or that kind of pizza. I mean, real pizza. So as doomsday nears, I ended up talking about food somehow. I slipped it in here. We're talking about space and the end of the world, and I managed to bring food into it. Oh, man. The human race prepares for the worst. Prepara para lo peor, right? Let's see. We've got a winner. Give it up for your classmate, Chris Valrol. The movie is called Deep Impact. That's right, Deep Impact. Let's take a look at this movie. It is a movie that came out in, when did it come out here? Where did I go here? Here. I didn't put the link. See, guys, I usually put a link to it, but I didn't put it there. So I could tell you in 1 second. The movie came out in 1998. It's one of these doomsday films and sci-fi disaster. It stars, right? Remember, you say protagonizado por. Nosotros no usamos ninguna preposición ahí. So it's not starring by or starring for. No, it stars or starring Robert Duvall, Tia Leone, Vanessa Redgrave. Oh, I never realized that. Vanessa Tumba Roja. Wow, it's a dark name. Elijah Wood. Esa es muy fácil. Elijah Madera. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Hombre Libre. And Steven Spielberg was the executive producer of the movie. And it came out, here, want to know something crazy? This movie, Deep Impact, was released. Now, this is bad timing. It was released in the same summer as Armageddon. Armageddon, La Última Batalla, right? And you know which one won? Armageddon. At the box office. Now, if you ask scientists which one won as far as getting it right, teniendo los hechos correctos en las películas, that it's accurate, preciso a lo que sería, well, then that's Deep Impact. So it's funny. People want the story. They don't want reality. I can't remember who said it, but there was a Hollywood person who said, never let, I can't remember who it is, a writer or somebody who said, I never let the truth get in the way of a good story. ¿Lo pillas? Nunca dejo que la verdad se ponga en medio de no, evita una historia buena, right? And that's where you can, as a writer, you have poetic license to bend the truth. Porque una cosa es mentir, another thing is, voy a cambiar este detalle, to bend the truth. We say doblar o plegar. So Deep Impact, and let's take a look at the scene I've chosen for you. Spurgeon Tanner says, now, the outgassing has created a vent a half a mile wide. And outgassing es dejando el gas que se escape. Created a vent. This is a really good word to know. A vent is where things get out. Conducto, okay? A vent, normally if you don't have a window in your bathroom, you need a vent, right? Air conditioners have vents. Heaters have vents, conducto. Think about it, ventilación, vent, right? Also, to vent is descargar, no? Your anger. So, oh, man, that son of a bitch, I can't believe it. Sorry. Thanks for letting me vent. Despotricar. Gracias por dejarme descargar. So it kind of makes sense if you look at it that way. So, a vent a half a mile wide and at least 2 miles deep. Okay, so wide and deep. Wide is ancho and deep is profundo. The comet gets closer to the sun. Sun melts the ice. The sun is evidentemente el sol. It melts, derrite the ice. The ice turns to steam. Se convierte en vapor. You could say water vapor, but it's more common to say steam. We get a big hole, okay? Tenemos un agujero enorme, okay? So, how many nukes do we have left in the back? ¿Cuántos bombas nucleares tenemos ahí atrás? And Mikhail Tulchinsky says 4. And Spurgeon says, okay, if we can get the remaining bombs in that vent, there shouldn't be anything left of that comet bigger than a suitcase. O sea, lo reventamos y no va a quedar nada más grande que una maleta. Now, we can't do anything about the little one. No podemos hacer nada referente al pequeño, about the little one. But you know, it just might give them a chance. A lo mejor tendrán una oportunidad, to live, they're talking about. Now, without arming the codes, and to arm the codes is arm, how would they say? Armar, same thing, the codes. To disarm is apagar, no? Los códigos nucleares. So now, without the arming codes, los códigos esos para armarlo, we're going to have to wait to set the bomb timers, okay, and the timer is lo que cuenta el reloj, until we get closer to Earth, to raise Houston. And bomb, just remember that word, la B es muda, no es bomb, it's bomb. La mejor forma de acordarte, my mother yesterday, she was on the show, right? And a lot of you guys said, my mom is the bomb. Ahí lo tienes. My mom is the bomb. And Michael says, we may not have enough life support left to get back into the cargo bay for the nukes, much less to go down to the comet. Como estás loco? This is never going to work. And the cargo bay, la bahía de la carga, is la bodega, we call it. So de un avión, de un barco, the cargo bay. Decimos la bahía de carga. Vosotros decís la bodega de carga. And then Mark Simon says, well, we sure as hell don't have enough propellant left. To propel is lo que te propulsiona. So propellant is gasoline left in the Messiah. You say Messias? We say Messiah. To maneuver with. Para maniobrar. And he says, how are we supposed to get back off the surface? Vamos a pronunciar esta palabra juntos. No surface, sino surface. Surface. Que también es llegar, es el verbo también. Something surfaced in the middle of the Indian Ocean. So we don't have enough propellant left in the Messiah, nombre del barco, to maneuver with, de la nave, perdona, the ship. How are we supposed to get back off the surface once we've gotten down there? And he looks at him and says, we don't. No, volvemos. And Andrea smiles briefly, and she says, well, look on the bright side. Mira lo positivo. We'll have schools named after us. Nombrarán colegios a nuestro honor. Folks, we'll be right back. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, I can't believe it, the fourth and final part of today's show, the show with no name. After today's show, you've got the lovely Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. She will put you and Nacho to the test and make sure you got what it takes. Download the free Vaughn Radio app, and this way you can listen to Vaughn wherever. Take us with you on your next vacation. Maybe next time you're sitting in the waiting room, right? Esperando en el portal, en el, what do you call it? La sala de espera, igual. The waiting room. Awesome. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, you can find out all about all the exciting options at Vaughn at our website, grupovaughn.com. Oh, and guess what? We've got a new initiative for all you Harry Potter fans out there. Well, we've got our Harry Potter weekend camp. Mark your calendar, folks. The 22nd to the 24th of February, we are having our first weekend Harry Potter camp. It's for kids from 6 to 14 years old, and it'll be taking place near Avila. Awesome. Sounds like a plan. I'm not even into Harry Potter, but I think it is a great idea to get your kids into English. And another example of that is our Disney courses. On the weekend, we have Vaughn English with Disney. And I know from Nacho's kids, they are begging him midweek. They're saying, Dad, when are we going to our English classes? When are we going to our English classes? And that right there just shows me that we're doing something right there, folks. We're doing something right. So now, as if Disney wasn't enough, now we've got Learn English with Harry Potter as well. And don't forget, a great resource that I have here at home as well is I have the whole Disney Vaughn collection of books that you can get as well. They come with audio. I worked on some of the audio, and my daughter absolutely loves them. We look at the weather, we look at prepositions, and they come in English and in Spanish. So parents, don't fret if you feel like your English isn't up to par. Either way, you can get information about Harry Potter and all that jazz over at our website. It's grupovaughn.com. Folks, it's time for today's Double Trouble. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, folks, this is not your average uno cualquiera. This is not your average double trouble. Nope. This is a double trouble. So you have to use two sets of the same words here. A double trouble. Now, good luck. That's all I can say. I was going to try and give you some kind of clue here, but really, good luck is all I have to say. So, las herramientas están en el cobertizo. No eres el tío más listo del planeta. Okay? So, you got to use the same word twice. O sea, te faltan algunas. No estás ahí del todo. One way we say this, I love this one in English. Apúntate esta. You're a few fries short of a Happy Meal. No llegas a ser un Happy Meal de McDonald's. O sea, te faltan unas patatillas todavía para estar completo. Like, okay. Que no das para más, right? That would be a good translation. So, las herramientas están en el cobertizo. And if you listen to, recently I released the gardening episode, the bonus episode of gardening on FYI, just came out recently, and we look at all this vocabulary. We look at all these garden herramientas. Toma, no lo he dicho. So, las herramientas están en el cobertizo. No eres el tío más listo del planeta. Estás un poco tontito. Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. All right, folks, that's all you need to know about Vaughn Town. It is perhaps the most revolutionary, groundbreaking thing, and we've done many. The radio station, the TV station. I mean, we've done many firsts, especially here in Spain. And I remember one of the first things that attracted me to Vaughn when I arrived there for my interview. I saw Richard Vaughn and I saw a write-up. It was a newspaper clipping, and it was framed on the wall, and it said, Americano Tejano abre un pueblo donde solo se habla inglés en España. And I'm like, that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. And it's obviously working because it's been going on since it started. It's been a very successful, not just successful for Vaughn, for the students. When students are done with that week, they are, they're changed. They've unblocked a certain thing that was blocking them in English, at least losing their inhibitions. And that is a fucking huge step. That is one of the biggest steps you could ever ask for. All right, let me also give you guys today's Say What soundbite. This is the Say What soundbite for the fourth time. I don't think anybody's gotten it yet. Good luck.
Maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami, dipshit. Maybe you ought to get on a plane, come out to L.A., take a meeting with Mr. Zim.
Okay, so this Zim guy, what is he asking for? A finder's fee or something? Is that what we're talking about here?
Hey, Zim don't ask for dick. Zim tells you the way it is, or else.
All right, there you go. Very famous voice there. And we'll see if anybody can figure out what's been said. I will give it to you in just a little bit. Let's take a look at our double trouble right now. The first person to take a stab at it is Chris Valrol, and she says, tools are in the shed. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. The only thing I would change is los. No estamos hablando específicos como tía, las herramientas. But if not, it's in general. So in this case, Chris, I would add the, but we're going to give it to you. Tools are in the shed. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. Let's see, Joaquin. The tools are in the shed. Las herramientas están en el cobertizo. Is that the word? Cobertizo? Yeah. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. Absolutely, folks. That's the expression. No eres, porque sharp es con punto, agudo, ¿no? Que tiene, pero también sharp es espabilado, right? Otra que me encanta. That kid is as sharp as a marble. Porque tenemos dos. You're as sharp as a tack. A tack es una chincheta, I think is the word. A thumbtack. Man, that kid's, my daughter, she's as sharp as a tack. Te lo digo, pilla todo. She's as sharp as a tack. She's been since she was a baby. Now, si alguno no es tan espabilado, we say, this guy's as sharp as a marble. Una canica. Are marbles sharp or are they round? Okay, que de espabilado poco. So yeah, you got to put the irony in your voice when you say it too, obviously. Oh, that kid, man, he's as sharp as a marble. And to be as sharp as a tack. So sharp having to do with, also sharp es nítido. Piensa en las televisiones, right? Sharp, nítido. Sonido, nítido, the view, whatever you're looking at, the image, la imagen. So las herramientas están en el cobertizo. Now the word herramienta, that can be a triple trouble as well. I can tell you why. The good thing is you already know the word, right? Tool. Okay, well, we've got tools, garden tools, we've got all kinds of tools, right? But also a tool is un capullo. This guy's a tool, un idiota. Why are you being such a tool, right? En este caso, tool. Es un grupo de música también súper bueno. And also tool is penis. Okay, I said it. Fine. So again, you've got the literal thing, tools, which again, literal and figurative. Vaughn will give you the tools you need to improve your English. We're not talking about a rake, un rastrero. How do you say rake? No, esa no me la sé. Lo sabía cuando hice el capítulo de gardening, but I can't retain all this information. So tools, literally, and tools that you need to survive, right? In any industry, the skills. It's also a synonym for skills, habilidades, tools, right? Vaughn has all the tools you need to speak English. But we're not tools. No somos capullos, right? And we're not going to show you our tool. No te vamos a enseñar hey, si te ayuda a acordarte, porque ya sabes la palabra tool. Well, now you got it. And then the expression, you aren't the sharpest tool in the shed. You're a few fries. Esa es un poco tongue twister, pero es buenísima. Porque queda claro. You're a few fries short of a happy meal. Okay? You're not all there. No estás ahí del todo. You're out to lunch. Mi madre usó esta hace poco. I don't know. Was it yesterday or was it in the FY? My brain is mush. So excellent job. Show with no namers. The tools are in the shed. You aren't the sharpest tool in the shed. In fact, you're as sharp as a marble, tan espabilado o puntiagudo como una canica. And also the word marble is mármol. Piensa como parecen, ¿no? Si eso es una pared. And also we use the word marbleized when we talk about meat, jamón, that you love here in Spain. The best jamón is not the one with one big piece of fat on the end. The best one is where the fat is marbleized. No, hay como trocitos de grasa. That's what you're looking for. The Kobe beef, marbleized. Again, when we learn a new word here, we're not just learning a new word, we're learning a new concept, my amigos. So thanks for participating. But now it's time to move on because we've got a little celebration in today's famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And a little shout out to my cousin Diego. My cousin Diego. He's my little cousin because he's younger than me. But when I talk to Diego, I have to look up because he's like 2 heads taller than me. So my little big cousin, happy birthday, cuz.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Primo Diego.
We love you. We love you.
All right. Awesome stuff. All right. Let's see. It looks like we may have a winner here in today's Say What soundbite. Folks, please give it up for your classmate, Chris Valrol. In fact, special shout out today to Chris, Born to Iron Man, and Joaquin. You're kicking ass. Hallelujah. 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 All right, let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. Another Spaniard. I already said my cousin Diego, born and raised in Almeria. Well, this next guy was not born and raised in Almeria. He was born and raised in Madrid, although he studied everywhere. He studied in Canada. He studied in Georgetown University, a very famous university in Washington, D.C., and he was preparing for his role as the future commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He joined the Spanish Army in 1985. During the next 2 years, he did his military formation and, well, we would say training. Aquí pone formación, training, mejor. ¿Ves? No te puedes fiar de todo en internet. His military training in the Navy and the Air Force. He was the prince when I first started coming here. And I still remember his wedding in 2004 when he married Leticia Ortiz Roca Solano. I'll never forget my Aunt Herminia. She was so funny. We were down in Almeria. And she's the typical aunt. She's awesome, but she's got all her saints around the house, her holy water, and all that jazz. And she was literally taking pictures of the television. I was like, what are you doing? Like, she felt like she was there. She's like, I got it. Got a good picture of him. I'm like, you did? So quite interesting. And, well, he became the King of Spain. When was that? When did he become the king? Oh, yeah. On June 19th, 2014, with the abdication of his father, the player, El Golfo. I mean, he's a hunter and a player, isn't he? So, yeah, the current King of Spain. Most of you will know who that is. Number 2, she was born in 1937, an English actress. She was named Dame, right? Dame es su señoría. It's like, hey, we were talking about before, Your Grace. Eso es lo que llamarías a nuestro primer birthday person. The second one earned the title because, well, when you do a lot in England, they make you a lord, a lady, a dame. And her last name means Tumba Roja. Her last name is Tumba Roja. She's a classically trained actress who got a lot of experience working on Shakespeare. And what movies have you seen her in? Behind the Mask in 1958. She was also in Mary, Queen of the Scots. She was in Isadora. She was in Howard's End. Murder on the Orient Express, the 1974 one, not the new one. Mission Impossible, 1996. Atonement, Foxcatcher. And she comes from a long line of actors. So she is acting royalty. The first person is royalty because he was born into it. And the second person, that woman, earned her titles acting, performing. So she is definitely decorated. All right, and last but not least, this guy was born in 1930, in the year 1930, and he's an American actor and author. He's received 2 Academy Awards, 2 BAFTAs, 4 Golden Globes, and a partridge in a pear tree. Let's see. He was in The French Connection in 1971. He was in The Unforgiven. He's been in many movies, but I'm just highlighting a few. The Unforgiven. Also, Bonnie and Clyde. Mississippi Burning. He played Lex Luthor in the Superman movie from 1978. He was also in Superman 2 as well. He was in Hoosiers, peliculón sobre un equipo de baloncesto, míratelo. Hoosiers se llama, sobre un equipo en Indiana. No Way Out, Get Shorty. That's a great movie with Danny DeVito, John Travolta, and this guy as well. Crimson Tide, The Royal Tenenbaums. He was great in that movie. Folks, it looks like we've got a winner. Chris Valrol. Happy birthday to Primo Diego. Felipe VI. Felipe VI. Vanessa Redgrave, and Gene Hackman. Great job. And that's going to bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This is Gene Hackman from the movie Get Shorty. Esta película es buenísima. No sé cómo se traduce. And he's talking on the phone. He goes, maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami. Quizá es porque nunca has salido de Miami. Maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami, dipshit, tontorrón. So a dipshit is a tool, idiota, dipshit. He goes, maybe it's time you got on a plane and flew out to L.A. and took a meeting with Mr. Zim. Quizá es hora de que te muevas el culo, cojas un avión y haces reunión con Mr. Zim. And then Ray says, so this Zim guy is asking for some kind of finder's fee? That's what we're talking about here? And a finder's fee, I always think of a realtor, alguien que trabaja en inmobiliaria. So they charge a finder's fee, un honorario por encontrártelo. A ver cómo lo traducís. Finder's fee. Comisión para la inmobiliaria. O sea, yo te lo he encontrado, pues yo cojo es justo como suena. A fee es un honorario, una comisión. And finder, yo soy el que lo encontró. Finder's fee. Right? Entonces, su comisión por haberlo encontrado. And then Gene Hackman's character says, hey, Zim doesn't ask for dick. Now, dick is penis, como hemos visto, dick, tool. But if you say, I didn't get dick, eso es absolutamente nada. So cuando dices, I got dick for Christmas, me dieron verga, pero significa me dieron nada. So he doesn't ask for dick, no pide ni la más remota, nada. He goes, Zim tells you the way it is. Él te dice cómo van las cosas, or else, porque si no. All right, so let's hear the one and only Gene Hackman in Get Shorty.
Maybe that's because you've never been out of fucking Miami, dipshit. Maybe you ought to get on a plane, come out to L.A., take a meeting with Mr. Zim.
Okay, so this Zim guy, what is he asking for? A finder's fee or something? Is that what we're talking about here?
Hey, Zim don't ask for dick. Zim tells you the way it is, or else.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, folks. It's Name That Lyric. And thank you to all of you who participated, whether you participate live or not. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Chris says, Get Shorty, ¿Cómo conquistar Hollywood? Pues es buenísima, ¿eh? In inglés. Every time I tell you watch a movie, obviously I mean in English, right? Okay. Well, you might recognize this next song from a movie as well. And you don't have to tell me the movie. Well, you can tell me the movie or the song. So let's take a look at the lyrics. Alguien me dijo una vez que el mundo me iba a derrumbar, tirar, pasar por encima. Somebody once told me the world is going to roll me. No? tirarme. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Esa te suena, ¿no? We looked at it and named that lyric. Maybe you'll recognize it if I sing it. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger on her thumb and the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Guys, this song is chock full of vocabulary. So somebody once told me, alguien me dijo una vez, the world is going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. No soy el más listo. She was looking kind of dumb, parecía tonta, with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L, con el pulgar y el dedo en una L on her forehead, haciendo lo de loser, right? Well, the years start coming, los años empiezan a venir, and they don't stop coming, fed to the rules, te dan de comer, no, alimentan a las reglas contigo, like, toma, fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. To hit the ground running is our last expression of today. Eso es empezar a mil. You hit the ground running, right? Piénsalo, naciste y cuando caíste ya estabas corriendo. This is All Star by Smash Mouth. Nice job, Chris Valrol, and all of you. I hope you'll sing along with me. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.